Hollywood is buzzing once again, and this time it's all about the legendary Barbara Eden. At 93, she's still making headlines, and for good reason. Wild confessions, shocking advances, and jaw-dropping on-set secrets, her past is finally unraveling, and the revelations are more explosive than anyone imagined. But just when you think you've heard it all, wait until you find out what she kept hidden for over 5 decades. Born in the heart of the Great Depression, Barbara Jean Morehead, later known as Barbara Eden, came into the world at a time when survival was a daily struggle. Her parents' marriage crumbled when she was just 3, and her mother, Alice, packed up and moved to San Francisco in search of a better life. Money was always tight, but Alice made sure their home was filled with music, a small escape from the hardships of reality. It was in these moments that Barbara found her first love, singing. But as fate would have it, her path was destined for so much more. By the time she was a teenager, Barbara was already earning money performing in nightclubs, her voice captivating audiences while giving her family some much-needed financial relief. But her mother saw something more in her, raw talent that couldn't be contained to just music. Acting, Alice believed, was where Barbara truly belonged, and she was right. With training and relentless determination, Barbara transformed herself from a nightclub singer to a rising star. Then, in 1951, a single decision changed everything. Entering a beauty pageant under the name Barbara Huffman, she claimed the title of Miss San Francisco. That win put her in the spotlight, but it was just the beginning. Hollywood was calling, and Barbara answered with everything she had. Her television debut came in the mid-1950s, and soon she found herself sharing the screen with the greats, Johnny Carson, Lucille Ball, and the comedic legends of the era. Every role, no matter how small, was another step toward something bigger. But Hollywood wasn't an easy place for a young actress. The competition was fierce, the rejection constant. Yet, Barbara Eden wasn't just another starlet hoping to make it big. She had the talent, the presence, and, most importantly, the drive. Then came her first real breakthrough, playing a lead in the television adaptation of How to Marry a Millionaire. Suddenly, she wasn't just another hopeful, she was a star in the making. But even then, no one could have predicted what came next. In 1965, Barbara Eden's life changed forever when she landed the role that would define her career, Jeannie in Dream of Jeannie. A mischievous, lovable Jeannie, trapped in a bottle for 2,000 years, brought to life with charm, humor, and undeniable charisma. But behind the light-hearted magic of the show, things were far from perfect. And it all started with Larry Hagman. Hagman, who played astronaut Tony Nelson, was brilliant on-screen but unpredictable off it. His mood swings, fueled by amphetamines and alcohol, turned the set into a ticking time bomb. One moment, he was charming and charismatic. The next, he was urinating on scripts or rampaging through the studio in a gorilla suit. His behavior shocked everyone, including Barbara. Yet, she never publicly spoke out about the chaos, choosing instead to keep the peace. But why did she stay silent for so long? And what did she really think about working alongside him? The tension on set wasn't the only controversy surrounding Dream of Jeannie. A seemingly small detail, Barbara Eden's belly button, became one of the most bizarre scandals in television history. A journalist's offhand remark about her covered navel spiraled into an industry-wide debate. Did NBC actually ban it from being shown? Was it a morality issue or just a ridiculous misunderstanding? The media frenzy turned a non-issue into one of Hollywood's most talked-about topics, proving that sometimes even the smallest things can cause the biggest stir. But Barbara Eden's career was far more than just one iconic role. She took on dramatic parts, starred in box office hits, and even held her own opposite the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley, in Flaming Star. She wasn't just a pretty face. She had depth, range, and the ability to captivate audiences in any genre. And yet, the industry never made it easy. She fought against being typecast, proving time and time again that she was more than just Jeannie. But even with her success, Hollywood had a way of testing its brightest stars. And then there were the moments that never made the headlines until now, like the time Tom Jones made an unexpected advance on her, brushing off their respective marriages as insignificant, or the secret note from John F. Kennedy, a quiet invitation that could have changed everything. These weren't just fleeting moments. They were the untold stories that shaped her journey in an industry that was as ruthless as it was glamorous. Despite it all, Barbara Eden remained a force to be reckoned with. She went on to star in Harper Valley PTA, proving that she wasn't just a one-hit wonder. She conquered television, film, and even the stage, always finding new ways to reinvent herself. Through decades of fame, controversy, and personal trials, she never let the chaos consume her. She stayed true to herself, outlasting scandals, industry shifts, and the ever-changing tide of Hollywood. Barbara Eden's life and career have been filled with magic, laughter, and unimaginable heartbreak. She's the actress who made audiences believe in genies, but behind the scenes, her reality was far from a fairy tale. Fans adored her as the mischievous yet lovable Jeannie, but few knew the devastating personal battles she faced. Losing her son to a heroin overdose was a tragedy that shattered her world. It wasn't just the loss, it was the lingering pain of wondering if she could have saved him. For a mother, there's no greater torment than questioning whether she missed a chance to change the outcome. But Barbara refused to let grief consume her. Instead, she turned her sorrow into purpose, raising awareness about drug addiction to prevent others from experiencing the same unbearable loss. Her career, though long and successful, had its share of challenges. She was more than just the magical Jeannie. She was a powerhouse on stage and screen, proving she could handle comedy, drama, and even Broadway musicals. Yet Hollywood has a way of trapping stars in the roles that made them famous, making it nearly impossible to break free. Eden fought against this, showing the world she was more than just a sitcom icon. Whether it was tackling a heartbreaking play like Love Letters or stepping into a dramatic role in Dallas, she refused to be defined by a single character. Even when TV networks tried to box her in, she kept pushing forward, proving her versatility time and time again. But fame couldn't shield her from personal heartbreak. The loss of her child wasn't her first brush with tragedy. Years earlier, she had endured the stillbirth of another baby, an event so painful she rarely spoke about it. And if that wasn't enough, her first marriage collapsed under the weight of grief and unspoken struggles. The world saw her dazzling smile on red carpets, but behind closed doors, she was fighting battles no one could see. Marriage after marriage, she searched for stability, but it wasn't until she met John Eichholz that she finally found lasting peace. He wasn't an actor or a Hollywood mogul, just a man who offered her something the industry never could: a sense of normalcy. Even in the later years of her career, Barbara continued to captivate audiences. When she appeared in Sabrina the Teenage Witch, it was a playful nod to her past, allowing fans to see her in a new, yet familiar light. But despite her continued presence in the entertainment world, her legacy extends far beyond television. Her work with charities like Save the Children, the American Cancer Society, and Child Help USA has changed countless lives. Unlike many celebrities who lend their names to causes for publicity, Eden has been actively involved, pouring her heart into the mission of helping others. Whether it was raising money for breast cancer research or standing up for child abuse victims, her memoir, Jeannie Out of the Bottle, pulled back the curtain on a life filled with triumphs and sorrows. It wasn't just a Hollywood tell-all, it was an intimate look at a woman who had seen the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. Readers got to relive her days on set, experience her whirlwind romance stories, and, most importantly, understand the strength it took to keep going. She didn't shy away from the pain, she embraced it, using her story to inspire others. Even at 93, Barbara Eden hasn't slowed down. While many stars of her generation have faded into obscurity, she continues to engage with fans, making public appearances, attending conventions, and sharing her journey with those who grew up watching her. Her presence at events like the Rhode Island Comic-Con proves that her charm is timeless. Fans line up for hours, eager to meet the woman who once granted wishes on television but has granted so much more in real life. Inspiration, resilience, and proof that no matter how hard life gets, you can always rise again. In Hollywood, where careers burn out as quickly as they rise, Barbara Eden stands as a rare exception. She is more than just an actress. She is a survivor, a fighter, and a legend who has turned pain into purpose. The lights may dim, and the cameras may stop rolling, but her story will never fade. Because true icons don't just leave a legacy on screen. They leave one in the hearts of those who loved them. And Barbara Eden, she has done exactly that.